Welcome to Cybernova. First of all, I'd like to apologize for not posting any video for a very long time. With that being said, let's talk about today's video. Today, we are diving into the scanning phase of penetration testing. In our previous session, we covered the information gathering phase, which is the first stage of ethical hacking and penetration testing. Now we are moving on to the second stage where we will scan our target to gather more in-depth information. The key difference between information gathering and scanning is the level of depth. While the first phase involves gathering general information such as emails and phone numbers, scanning focuses on the technical aspects of our target. We aim to uncover as much as we can about our target's technical infrastructure. You might be wondering what we are going to scan. Remember, scanning isn't something we can do on just any target. For this stage and all future stages, we will be using vulnerable virtual machines. These machines run outdated, vulnerable software that we can exploit in the third stage. They require minimal hardware power, so we can run them alongside Kali Linux. Now, let's talk about what we are looking for in this stage and the goals of scanning. We are primarily looking for open ports, not physical ports like USB, but virtual ports that every machine uses to host software and communicate with other machines over the internet. For instance, if you are watching this over the internet on a website, the machine hosting the website has port 80 open. Port 80 is used to host a web server and is known as the HTTP port. Every time you visit a website, you are essentially connecting to that machine hosting the website on port 80 or port 443, which is used for HTTPS, the secure version of HTTP. There are many other ports as well, such as port 21 for FTP, which is File Transfer Protocol, port 22 for SSH, which is for Secure Shell, port 53 for DNS, and port 25 for SMTP. In fact, every machine has 65,535 ports for both TCP and UDP. If even one port is open with vulnerable software running on it, then the target is vulnerable and can be exploited. The most secure machines are those with all ports closed. These are usually your home devices like laptops or computers that you use for browsing online or playing video games. They don't need to host any software since they are not servers that someone will connect to for certain service. However, websites must have port 80 or port 443 open since they are hosting a web page. Also, in companies, their machines could have some ports open. Maybe they use that port on all their machines within that company to internally transfer files between different machines. The problem occurs if the software they use on their open ports is outdated and has vulnerability. Then our job as a hacker is to scan that machine for open ports and exploit that machine through that vulnerable software running on that open port. Our goal in the scanning section is to scan the target for open ports, discover what software they are running on those open ports, and even find out what version of software is on that open port. Are you ready? We are going to cover a lot in this section. We will also introduce one of the most important tools that a hacker must master, Nmap. Let's dive into scanning.